Okay, welcome everybody to the latest SIGiST with the Australia New Zealand Testing Board. Today we've got a very special presentation. It is around using TMMi to prepare for AI in testing. Obviously, massive hot topic today in our industry. AI is everywhere. It's helping us be more efficient, be more thorough, have better test coverage, etc. Get things done a lot quicker, but there obviously always needs to be that human in the loop. Now, we're going to speak with Kelly today. Kelly Yee, I'll bring her in now. So welcome, Kelly. Welcome to the ANZTB latest SIGiST. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Stu. Thanks for inviting me for today's.
No. Great to have you here. So we'll get on to the introductions in a sec, Kelly, and we'll learn a lot more about you. Before we do that, we'll just cover off a couple of standard housekeeping things for the ANZTB. And it's obviously an acknowledgement of country. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today and pay our respects to those elders past, present and emerging. So that's our agenda. So quick intros, a bit about the ANZTB. We'll do the presentation for around 25 minutes and then we can get all of your questions and answers at the end. But you can also add any questions as we go along in the comments section. So feel free to add your comments at any time and we'll look to answer those either in real time or towards the end in our Q&A session. So the ANZTB, it's the official International Software Testing Qualification Board member board for Australia and New Zealand. It's a not-for-profit organisation and we've been going for 20 years now. So it's our anniversary year. So we're very pleased about that. We've been part of the fabric of the testing industry for a while now, and we support and advance the software testing profession in Australia and New Zealand. Here's a few of our rogues gallery of board members, including our chairman David, who's in Auckland, and Ronak, who's also in Auckland as well. And what do we actually do? We actually support a lot of the ISTQB international working groups. So when we're developing syllabi, etc., for exams, we look at how best we can advance the industry as a whole. And we can also, what we do is we offer ISTQB partner programs. We do SIGiST and industry learning opportunities like this today. We attend and represent the ANZTB at testing conferences like Testing Talks in Melbourne, the biggest testing conference in the Southern Hemisphere. We provide facilities to book exams with our partner ISGI. We provide a certified tester list as well, so employers can actually go and look at who's actually certified to cross-check any people that are applying for testing jobs in their organisation. And we review syllabi, we provide sample exams, etc. And we do training provider accreditations as well. So quite a lot there. So yeah, ISGI, they're the official partner of the ANZTB. And they provide us with all of the ISTQB exams. Only ISGI can issue successful ISTQB exam candidates an official ANZTB certificate, and only ISGI certified candidates can be added to the ANZTB testers list as well. And a few of the kind of latest exam offerings include the certified tester in AI testing and the A4Q Selenium for tester as well. Okay, please book your exams through the ANZTB website, which will take you through to ISGI. And you'll see there, you can see that there's going to be the basically the career framework, all starting out at the core tester foundation level, and advancing through the different kind of standard path and also specialist paths as well. And here's just a few of our main training providers, including Planet, where Kelly, our special presenter today, works, SoftEd, AJQ Technology Consulting, and Adactin as well. And also, here's some of our ISTQB partner program clients as well. So you can actually get yourself added to the ISTQB partner program based on the number of employees that have actually got ISTQB certifications. It's pretty straightforward, and you get a whole host of benefits, so I encourage you to look at that when you get a chance. All right, so SIGiST, so these are online. We try and do one at least once a month, and in the past, pre-COVID, we had them actually in site in Melbourne, Sydney, Auckland, etc. And we will be looking to do that in the future as well, just to build up those testing networks in each of those countries that you can, each of those cities you can see on the map there. Right, so let's get to it. So today we have got Kelly, and Kelly is a very experienced, over 20 years in the industry. She's a really experienced trainer. She's actually trained me in my TMMi course, which is excellent. So I'm going to hand over to Kelly, and Kelly, please let everyone know a little bit about yourself in terms of, you know, your background in terms of testing, what you'd like to do in your spare time, and then we'll get into the presentation itself.
Thank you so much, Stuart, and I appreciate for your introductions. Okay, I will take over here.
Yep.
Hi, thank you. Hey, everyone's good afternoon, mostly, or good morning for the West Australia persons. And my name is Kelly East, and I'm based in Sydney. So I have like 20 years experience in software testing. And I like everyone's begin with junior testers when I worked in HP. So from junior tester, then I learn the automations, and we do a lot of the e-commerce systems. So then I working in the test process improvement to understand what's strengths for our teams and what we can improve, continuous improvement for our team. And currently, I joined Planet in 2022 as a full-time trainer, and mostly I delivered ISTB course and TMMi course as well. I'm the TMMi Lead Assessor, and most of times we will help to look after our company's qualities, product quality deliveries, and meanwhile, we also learn a lot about AI in our companies. So of the duties, my interesting is to running. I continuously keep runnings for many years since before the COVID. We try to run as many as possible every week, about 5 to 10 kilometers. And apart from that, I quite like the fancy car, and I also the fans for the Formula One as well. I normally would look Formula One during the weekend if there's a racing there. So that is me, and it's very honored to be here to present my topic. So next slide, please. That's good. Thank you. All right. This is the overview of what we are going to talk about. So I will present the benefit of adapting the TMMi framework in software testing to help prepare your organization for your AI adaptation journey. So we will talk about what is TMMi. So look at the right side, that's a TMMi framework. And also they have a star here. It means TMMi full name is TMMi Maturity Model Integration. Is a business-driven framework. So everything is related with the organization business objectives. And the TMMi consists of 5 maturity levels. The lowest level, level 1, unfortunately, there's no certificate for level 1. And the level 1, most of the time we think it's at that stage, testing is often unstructured, ad hoc, and highly depend on individuals. We call it the superhero culture. And then the TMMi have the level 2 and the level 3. So this is more focused on day-to-day test activities. You can also see they have 10 process areas related to test planning, test design, test execution, peer reviews, and also non-functional testing, that part. So when you reach that means the organization have the process in place. The more higher maturity is level 4 and level 5, that will more focus on the quality, product quality, and prevent the defects in your organization. That's the highest level for TMMi. So TMMi is the way for organization to understand how maturity your organization is, how well your testing teams is performs, and what's the next you can improve to optimize and to adapt the latest technology like AI tool, the Gen AI tool. And TMMi provides structured approach to assess and improve testing process. Often we are doing the independent formal and informal assessment for organization. All right, let's move on to know what is TMMi. Next slide, please. Thank you. Here, where the TMMi come from. So it's not just coming recently. Actually, TMMi introduced the framework at 2005 in ICS test conference, and they published their first version TMMi framework in 2010. And the TMMi framework align with ISTQB. And we will also talk about the relationship with ISTQB and the TMMi later in the next slides. So TMMi, the good things, TMMi model was based on different sources. We also call it is good roots. So TMMi model, they have TMM, ISTQB, IEEE, CMM, testing surveys, and many industry best practice to build the TMMi framework. In 2018, IEEE recognized TMMi as the leading model for test process improvement, which is a significant endorsement of its value. And at the beginning, TMMi is based on waterfall or sequential projects. It has proved effective across various lifecycle models. And to address Agile specific needs, TMMi Foundation released the paper which we called TMMi in Agile World. And additionally, there is another paper which called the TMMi integration with DevOps as well. So recently, TMMi Foundation also published the testing AI systems and TMMi. So this document you can download from ANZTB as well. So it explains how TMMi can be used and applied beneficially when testing AI-based systems. TMMi is also a non-profit organization, and TMMi continuously to working, and these initiatives reflects that TMMi Foundation ongoing commitment for advising and adapting the model to meet the currently emerging industry change. And currently we have 32 active TMMi local chapters worldwide. And like ANZTB, you have also one of the certified local chapters. The good thing is if you go to ANZTB website, you will see ANZTB win the TMMi Rising Star of the Year award in 2024. A very good achievement for ANZTB and for Australia and New Zealand. TMMi also have a lot of the achievement. You can see the numbers there and the pie chart and the diagrams. So there is 1, 2, 3, which is the highest bar. It shows in the last year we have conducted 123 formal assessment. And the interesting and more important is this assessment not happened in one country. So it happened in more than 5 countries. and globally representing 5 continentals as well, like Aruba, Australia, China, Curacao, France, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, and UK. And they also have the first formal TMMi assessment happened last year in Mongolia, Mauritius, Azerbaijan, and Indonesia. So think about the wide world organization about TMMi frameworks. And we also needed to understand the relationship with TMMi and ISTQB. Next slide, please. Thank you. So look, this is a very good combine the 2 organizations together and make them strong again. So ISTQB and TMMi, they have renewed their strategy alignments last year, which the original established in 2019. The renew in agreement, the strong collaboration between 2 leading organizations in test professionals. So ISTQB is the global lead in individual testing certifications. And TMMi is the global test process improvement framework and help the organization to improve their test process and the maturity. So both tend to align with each other. And for example, you can see in the ISTQB advanced level test management syllabus, introduced TMMi with the context of the model-based test process improvement. And meanwhile, TMMi also adapted the ISTQB glossary within its framework. So TMMi provide a framework for organizations' know maturity, while ISTQB provide the skills foundation for the people who implement that maturity in their organization. So TMMi also have the TMMi Professional and TMMi Test Process Improver, even TMMi Assessor certification, which their prerequisite is directed to ISTQB certification. So when you achieve the ISTQB certifications, and they will have the strategic progress for a tester to be a test manager and to become process improvement specialist. And maybe you can also achieve ISTQB expert level certificate. So this to your organization is a good news because in the organization, if you follow the ISTQB standards as the basics for the training, for creating your test process according to ISTQB, and adapting TMMi becomes a neutral next steps. On the opposite side, if we are going to adopt TMMi framework, so your team member holding ISTQB certification can enhance their skill and help to implement TMMi in your organization more successfully. So as a result, organization process improvement and individual certification are no longer processed independently. Now they align and mutual reinforcing. So it's a win-win situation for both organization and individual if they want to make your organization more mature in the future. So now we are looking at what's the AI for testing. Next slide, please. Thank you. So most people think AI, artificial intelligence. So exactly, we have to understand that AI is the 2 parts. One is AI-based systems. Okay, large language model, machine learning, deep learning, neural networks. Another part is generative AI, which is also the model behind. So ISTQB provide a very good course. First is the testing the AI-based systems. They focus on assessing systems that you need to test in the AI-based system. You need to build the systems which is model and how you test it. Okay, because the AI-based system have different behavior from the traditional software or conventional systems. So because AI, self-learning, AI flexibilities, AI have biases, AI have concept drift. So how you do that? And all the outputs may be probabilistic rather than deterministic. So our testing techniques also need to evolve to handle the things like that. So ISTB course introduce that part, AI-based testing. So another course is ISTB recently released the generative AI. So when the AI becomes a tool for testers, helping us to analyze requirement, generate scripts, generate reporting, and help us improve our productivities. So how you use the Gen AI and which test activity you are going to use Gen AI to replace or to support your team member to work, to do the day-to-day work. So in that course, you can also understand the benefit for use generative AI to all the risks as well. So important to understand both sides. And as organization, they adapt AI solution. Tester, team member, even the stakeholders need to be prepared and have the training all the time, and to also make sure that TMMi framework is important to ensure that the test maturity keep pace with rapid technology change. If you use a tool without any process in places, and this will create more chaos. Okay, so if you have interest in to learn the two course, feel free to click the links which will provide into the comms and find the training provider. So get the training first before you really using your Gen AI tool. So next slide, please. Thank you.
So is that right, Kelly? So one is, of course, if you are testing your organization's internal AI, and the other one's actually using AI to help with your testing of different platforms or technologies, etc., that you're implementing.
Yeah, exactly, Stuart. One is you are going to build your internal AI, and you need to test the AI, whether this is meet your special requirements or you think this AI tool is ready for sale. And another generative AI is like we use ChatGPT, Copilot, this kind of tool to help you to speed up your testing activities, like create automation scripts. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks, Kelly.
And no worries. And all the course is available. You can download from ANZTB website. The course, the syllabus, exam introduction is all there. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, I'll let you carry on. Thanks.
Thank you. So we are now have look back to the TMMi related with AI. We all mentioned the TMMi and ANZTB, they have renewed their strategy. And why? Because they think this is connected with each other. So first, we talk about the testing AI-based systems. Why TMMi important here? To support your organization, you want to build your internal model, you want to build your internal AI, then everyone is familiar with the principle like garbage in, garbage out. So when the training the machine learning models, it is essentially to ensure that poor quality data is not be used in the AI systems. So do you have necessary enough high quality historical data for you to train your model, right? And make sure the model did not have all the rubbish data. And make sure the model understands your domain knowledge, understand what's the purpose for building your AI-based systems. And in the TMMi level 2, mostly is day-to-day project delivery. So you can see TMMi module in the beginning. So TMMi level 2 is mostly like test planning, test design, execution, test monitor control, test environment. It's day-to-day with your organization. So they will introduce you or guide you to aware of the relation and importance of day-to-day work. So have you keep consistently record your project data, and then where you keep it. All right, so where you keep your defects, where you keep your test cases, where you keep your related test results, and how you create your test reporting. So if you have this information, then you can train your AI-based systems. And now we have another sample here, like TMMi level 2, 2.1, test policy and strategy. So at this level, organization define a clean test strategy that include test goal, test policy, test level, and performance indicated, tailored for both AI system and conversion system testing. So that means when you're testing AI-based system, you also needed to understand we needed to have the quality of your data. We also need to have an expectation for the model accuracy rate. And we need also testing the model expandabilities. And all these kind of special characteristics of the AI should be governed. Okay, you understand the risk of your AI-based system that will be included in your process area 2.2, test planning, product risk assessment. Okay, so AI-based system require different test techniques, test method, and test types. So how you test the model accuracies and how you integrate with non-AI-based system like conversion systems. How you make sure there's no risks when you integrate the vendor systems with you, like the live chatbots, AI chatbots. So the TMMi framework emphasis on the structured risk assessment and help you to understand how to be integrated with new testing type of AI-based systems, such as input data testing and the model testing, and the risk associated with the AI as a service. Okay, and TMMi also provides like a test design execution guideline. At the moment, what kind of the test design you are using when you're testing AI-based systems, which kind of test case design you need. Some AI-based systems, they may be not able to test in the real scenario or very expensive to test that. But we still need to think about this kind of the scenarios, edge cases, and the data and different data sets needed to prepare when you needed to test the AI-based systems. And make sure testing support the transparency and fairness of your AI output. And monitor controls is very important because AI systems evolve over time. Sometimes you'll feel the more you use it, the first time you input and output looks quite well, but you do the second and third try, the output will be drafted and changed the beginning's meaning. So we needed to continue to monitor product quality is critical. How you monitor that? So TMMi guide the team to track deviations and ensure system behavior as expected through the whole development life cycle, testing the AI module, and then usage. When you deploy to use your AI-based system, you also need to monitor and make sure it's still this meet your acceptance criteria, like the accuracy rate should be meet, which percentage you are going to achieve. And the test environment, we also mentioned, does your organization have your test environment for testing the AI-based system? Is secure enough? Do you follow the data principles? Do you have enough data for training? And how you achieve your test environment requirement? Do you have a test environment requirement properly? Identify the needs and the requests from the different places. We also need, if you want to build AI, you need to have support for infrastructure. So you need to have the request and manage it and consistent repeatedly to use this environment when you're training your AI-based systems. So at the end, TMMi does not just give you very detailed about how to test the AI-based system framework. It supports organization itself in becoming mature enough to handle the complexity of testing the AI-based system and AI-based and non-AI-based system together. So that's the benefit for when you're testing AI-based system. You need to also follow the maturity of the test process and also understand the risk and plan the risk ahead. Okay, so next slide, please. Thank you. Now another course we call the Generative AI testing, which we just mentioned. It's new. We also have the new release now. So Generative AI testing mostly using AI tool for your day-to-day work and how it's magic to change our testing activities. But first, we just need to have a highlight that Gen AI testing reference one is AI chatbot, like the ChatGPT. You ask questions, like they give you the answer. Another Gen AI is a system that integrates with a large language model in the tool embedded. So they help you to enhance like automation. And with a large language model, and they can make the decision, and they have the reasoning from the mathematics. So with this powerful tester tool, it's designed to support software testing. For example, you can use the decision making, you can use like the reasoning to give you the root cause analysis for the defects, and also help you to create a test plan. Okay, and also create a test automation scripts. So these tools is there, and the analysis requirement as well. So for us to using this tool, you need also do the self-check. Do you have established software test process in your organization? Because the good process help you to have the quality of your testing design, testing case generation, and in the beginning. So if you have test process, you will do the static testing, which is review the requirement quality, right? So if you have the process, then you use the tool. This will be add value for you to make the right output in the first places. So Gen AI tool for testing require mature, disciplined test process. And it's no matter where you start your testing. Some organization, they only do the UAT. Some organization, they just do the final they check. That's all have benefit if you want to use generative AI tool. And no matter which SDLC you are following. So TMMi have sequential and agile and DevOps. They all suit for different type of SDLC to meet. And TMMi, we have the example all here. I list all the TMMi process area, not all, some most important. You can see it's day-to-day you will use that. Test design execution, for example, process area 2.4. As a tester, normally we just create a test cases. So TMMi just give you idea like how you create a test case. Do you use testing techniques to create a test case? Okay, so how about the current quality of a test case design? And you have the peer review. Okay, so in the module, TMMi process area 3.5 peer review and advanced peer review as well. So do you have the review session in your test process? And when you create a test case, do you use testing technique like BVA, boundary value analysis, equipment partitions, or static testing and decision tables? So when you have that test cases already in the manual test case, then you can train your Gen AI tool to learn how you create your test cases which have high quality. Right, so TMMi's goal is to improve the test process capability during test design and execution by establish high quality test cases, and using test design techniques performs a structured test execution process. We want to find defects as early as possible, then you need to have the process and then use a generative AI to help you to detect defects as early as possible. So in the TMMi level 3 and level 5 and 4 and 5, you can see more mature is we use Gen AI tool is not only create test cases, we try to increase our quality. We try to see the product quality from the metrics. So level 4 is measurement. With all the metrics you have, Gen AI can easily find all the metrics you want during the execution time or before the planning time and even the production data. So we use this data to give you the whole picture about how the quality of the organization to deliver the project and end-to-end quality and dashboard to give to you information. So in that times, we also can think after we did the manual testing, we also think about the non-function testing capability in organization. So generative test cases by AI tool now, we have to shift the time and effort to focus on non-function testing Do you have usability testings? Do we need to have performance testing? Do we need to have like automations for especially needs? So in your organization, do you have the capability to build internal non-function testing teams? And which kind of the testing skill do you really look for? So TMMi also have that testing training programming as a process area. So they give the organization to build the training scheme and facilitate the development of knowledge and skill for your people. And they can learn and they will understand what they needed to improve and skill up to meet the currently techniques change. So that is all. In conclusion, when using Generative AI tool to support testing activities day to day, and you do not need to start from scratch, the efficiency is you needed to have solid foundation with your current test process and high quality data and clear test practice already be in your organization. And the quality is important, is your culture for your product delivery. So then that will help you success to adapt AI tool. So that's why TMMi play a critical role. So TMMi assessment provide value insight into your maturity level of your project, your team, your product, even your organization. And it helps you to identify strengths and the weakness part and improvement area and ensure that the organization have the right level of the structure and the discipline to successfully adapt and scale your Gen AI tool in testing. So ultimately, organizations with high test maturity level are better positioned to leverage the Gen AI efficiency. On the opposite side, if you are in the low maturity level, maybe you need to think about the first thing is to strengthen your testing foundation, to build your basic test process first. And then you use the Gen AI tools. You will realize the benefits. And we don't want to see the chaos with chaos when you use AI tool. So next slide, please. Thank you. The overall, we call the general benefits when you adapt TMMi. This is not from TMMi Foundation. Of course, this is the survey, which TMMi has 2 worldwide surveys, which is tell us the customers, the certified organization, they're feeling why they really want or they adapt TMMi. So you can see the wording and you see the chart. Mostly 94% of certified organizations think TMMi help to improve their product quality and reduce the risks in their operation environment. It's important to recall that when we have deployed, we have so many P1, P2s in production, and then people continue to deliver it and then roll back. And 94% organization admit they do think this is big change. And for the individual, like we mentioned, TMMi is also benefit for individual like me. I think the most is like 61%, which think help the employee and help the engineers, disciplines, and improve the employee skill in testing perspective. Especially the employee will very happy to work here because they know what they want to do. They know the career path when in the TMMi level 3 training, testing training programming, and then increase employee satisfaction as well. People know the goal. People will happier to learn and to upskill, and they will feel like the loyalty of your organization as well. And 15% test predictable from adapting TMMi. What this means is most of the organization, they adapt TMMi in the first, they will achieve TMMi level 2 or level 3. After several years, they are upgrade to level 4 and level 5. So that's why their testing predictable is increased. From defect detected, move to the defect prevention. So with the TMMi, testing become predictable and team can better estimate their timeline, their effort, and allocate the right source, and saving the cost, and then reduce the risk in the operation environment. Next slide, please. Thank you. So after we talk about locked TMMi STQB certification, then what is next steps for us? If you really want to adapt generative AI tool, but you need to think about, are we mature enough? Which parts, which phases we needed to use Gen AI is more stable and streamlined. First, you can do is, we suggest you complete the TMMi lighting scan tool. The tool is totally free to download from you can find the link in the ANZTB website. You can also find the YouTube to help you how to use that tool. It's free. It's include level 2 and the level 3. So after you use that tool to assess, okay, I understand the maturity level at the moment, then you will think about what's your goal for you to improve to level 2 or move to level 3, 4, 5. Then conduct TMMi informal assessment with Accredited TMMi Lead Assessor. So they will give you the feedback, and also they can present you some workshops to give you identify your strengths, your gap, where is your improvement areas, and to present your stakeholders. And then every improvement action items depend on your stakeholders' decision and organization business objectives. TMMi does not impose all practice to follow, but help where change can bring added value to your business, to your product. Okay, then the informal assessment and the process improvement workshop can happen multiple times, and it's following with the change. And we know the change always impact, but TMMi will help organization to introduce the change or uplift for the process incrementally. And TMMi bring the structure for implemented change. Okay, change cannot happen in 1 day. It's continuously to make a little bit and you will achieve it. So once the organization is ready, it may consider adding a certification for the testing team for your organization to formally recognize their diligence and outstanding performance in the quality area. So you completed the formal assessment, you will get the certification. And your organization name and the logo will be published on the TMMi website to get international recognized. So TMMi is not a checklist, but it is also very helpful framework. So it's only and just like a guide for the organization to use, and not something which is pre-scripted model for you to follow and then you will pass. It's the needs for organization to use. And it's clear showed growing interest in the TMMi assessment across Australia and New Zealand in the recent year. When I joined Planet and I tried to deliver a lot of the effort to promote the TMMi, and we do see several informal assessment has been conducted since the 2023 in Australia. And this trend is expected to continue, especially with the organization, they are adapting the Gen AI tools. They really need to think about the maturity before they adapt it. And you really don't need to do everything from scratch if you're already mature enough. So are you ready for that? And does your testing team has the process? Do you need to improve or optimize your test organization? So this is all can be done when you have your informal assessment and formal assessment. So that's the end for my today's presentation. I will hand over to Stu. Thank you, Stu.
Great. That's awesome. Thank you, Kelly. We have got a couple of questions, particularly from Paul Maxwell on YouTube. So his question is, TMMi looks like a ton of effort and documentation. Is this really for large organizations in, say, banking, defense, or would you say startups get anything out of it?
Thank you. Thank you so much for asking a question, Paul. I'm not sure where you got the information about the lots of the effort for documentation. Actually, it is not. I mentioned that before, it's TMMi not checklist. TMMi is not the documentation you need to be like physical template, because TMMi we have waterfall sequential, which you really need to follow the compliance, follow the standards, follow your internal audit, right? So you need the document for the waterfall delivery. But TMMi also have the agile, okay, TMMi in agile world and TMMi in DevOps world. So in this SDLC, they really don't have this kind of documentation, and everything depends on your project SDLC. And I can tell you, you can go to the website, TMMi website, to search all the mostly 60 to 70% certified organization is in the banking, insurance company, and IT service delivery company. So why they do that? Because we all know they have most complexity systems in the world. So
yeah, a lot of regulation, a lot of legislation
yes,
that has to be compliant with.
Yeah, so that's why they're more important to have the maturity in place.
Yeah.
And I don't think you needed to prepare the documentation, just what it is.
Yeah. So they would need to have an audit trail and everything like that. They're more at risk to financial and reputational damage, etc., if they're not compliant, etc. But I guess, like, from my point of view, TMMi, and I've done the course with you actually, Kelly, is that it really provides that structure. So even if you're in a startup, and like you just mentioned earlier, Kelly, if you've actually got a really good testing kind of processes in place, from your test planning and test strategies, plans, etc., your requirements traceability, your test case design, you're kind of shifting left as far as possible in terms of defect prevention rather than just detection, etc. You're moving away from superhero actions and stuff, working late nights and weekends, into a more structured way of working with other disciplines in the SDLC. Then you're gonna be ticking a lot of those boxes that the kind of TMMi model is encouraging at different levels. So I guess, Paul, what I would say to you is take a look at it. Take a look at the model, because if you're working in a startup, you're going to want to be ticking a lot of those boxes anyway. You probably already are, but there's some you might be missing, and you think, actually, there's some blind spots there that we might need to improve on. So I wouldn't say TMMi is just for large organizations that are heavily regulated, etc. I think it's applicable to, what the beauty about testing is, it's applicable to just about every single industry, because every industry is implementing systems all the time, right? So including startups. So I think the disciplines, etc., and the processes and the approaches to quality are really important, and TMMi just gives you that structure to make sure you're not missing anything as well.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. Structure, and also Paul mentioned, we are now moving faster because we are doing the exploratory testing. We are doing the agile. Exactly. You can also we can send you the TMMi in agile world, and if when we do the TMMi, we are HP, so we have our HP test management tool, which we call the HPLM. Right. So if you already have this kind of the very good test management tool, so everything is in that. You can see you don't need to have extra documentation because everything is there. And TMMi, the good thing is TMMi, we try to avoid hero culture in organization because it's a benefit for your organization, because we can get all the best practice for your project, for your talented people, right? And for your best practice for the project deliveries, you will have consolidated into the organization level, and then you can share to some team they are struggling or they are just cannot find a solution. It's also a good culture for you to help your team grow up when everything is there.
And Paul's got a follow-up question. He says, also, there's a big focus still on pre-scripted, pre-approved test cases, like going down the traditional method. Testing as a practice has been slowly moving away from that for years. What does TMMi say about exploratory testing?
So a lot of people think exploratory testing is non-script testing, but again, I teach ISTQB Foundation, and in that times, we also know exploratory testing really doesn't mean no script testing. You do the exploratory testing because you do not have the enough requirement or your story to understand, or you needed to do the exploratory testing, and after that, you really needed to have some document. So TMMi give you the idea about. It's just you need to keep something which is really important for you to repeatedly and continuously do your product. Your product is not a one-time job. You will continue to have new change, new requirement, new features. So when you finish this release, what about next time? Exploratory testing is quickly to test, but lately you need also to focus with this is more important area we needed to do the manual tester, and all we needed to convert to the automation scripts, so they have something deliveries for the future to continue to do the regression to make sure that there's no high risk in your operation. So it is help organization to avoid non-test cases, right? Because it's really needed to have your regular check, especially in the AI. Especially you have an AI-based system.
And I guess for people like Paul who are interested in TMMi to see what it can do for their organization, can we just touch on the lightning scan tool? So is it free to use, and what are the main benefits of using it?
Thank you, Stuart. The TMMi, we also post a lot of links in the comments. So the TMMi lightning scan tool is free to use. And you just go to download it, and you can also use, the benefit is it will be 5 essential questions per process area from level 2 to level 3. And you just need to answer it honestly, yes, no, or partially. Then they will give you the overview idea, how your strengths, and then they also can generate a report to give you to see currently the green means you achieve, the amber or the red means you are not achieve that process areas. And you also can send to ANZTB for them. They can help to analyze what you want to do, because as I mentioned, the TMMi is not encompass all the process area needed to meet. It's all the business driven. So you make a decision because you are the stakeholder, you are the business people to make a decision. We really think this is the pain point. This is our bottleneck in our quality part. Then we needed to focus how we can take action to do that. Yeah, and it's give you a first impression about the maturity of the organization. I hope post organization you achieve level 3 at least, and then you will think about next what we want to do. You want to continuously or to get informal assessment, or you just think after we do the change, we do again lighting scan tool. You can do multiple time lighting scan tool. And my suggestion is you send this lighting scan tool to your team member as well. Okay, more than yourself. You needed to hear the feedback from the people who are doing the project day to day.
Yep. Okay, great. And just like how many organizations in Australia and New Zealand have achieved TMMi certification, Kelly?
Wow, this is also awesome questions. 0.
Oh,
0
wow.
organization.
Really?
Yeah, TMMi has, they published their framework in 2010, and they have the first TMMi level 5 certificate in 2014. So now, after 10 years, the worldwide have 160 more organizations achieve TMMi level 5, but in Australia and New Zealand, 0 organization got certification.
Right. Not
So
even
it's
the
good.
lowest. No, not even the
No.
lowest level.
No. But it's good to looking forward to see the first certified TMMi
Yeah,
organization.
who's going to be first?
Yeah,
It'd be a feather in the cap.
Yeah, it's mostly be here in Australia, Queensland maybe, because they do have some organization do the informal assessment in Queensland and in South Australia and in New South Wales as well. But who want to make it the next step depends on the. Yeah.
And what's the pathway to become a TMMi assessor or lead assessor?
Yeah, it's also, thank you, Stu. This is a good for the individual, like everyone, like me, when we are moving on to do the TMMi assessment. So we think about how to become a TMMi assessor. So we can, as an assessor, like you are working in big brand, big company, big firm. So you can be like internal audit people, right? So you can also do the annual check with your overall quality, overall project deliveries, what's you needed to improve for the next year. So if you want to become TMMi assessor or you want to become a consultant, then first you need to have ANZTB certification, foundation one, and then you join the TMMi professional course to get the certs as well. Then you can have like TMMi assessor course, then you can become TMMi assessor. And after that, you need to have experience with the TMMi informal and formal assessment. Then you can become lead assessor, or you just want to be internal consultant for your organization, especially banking. I have some customers. They are all the banking, big bank. So they have also internal TMMi assessor as well, and they just regularly check the overall quality.
Yeah.
So you can have at least 2 ANZTB certification, which is beyond the ANZTB foundation. Then you will got the test process improver certification, which is from the ANZTB as well.
Okay, there's a whole path. So if we go to the links, you can see the TMMi career path flow, etc. The links that we've just put up. Paul's just said, thanks for responding to my questions. No problem, Paul, anytime. If anyone's got any further questions, just pop them in the chat. But we need to wrap up, so tell us what you think. Please scan the code. Let us know how we've done. If you want to see any specific topics in the next SIGiST, which is Special Interest Group in Software Testing, please support the ANZTB. We're a not-for-profit organisation just helping with these kind of lunchtime learning sessions and stuff with industry experts like Kelly. We try and do one of these once a month. We'll see you at Testing Talks in Melbourne later this year. And you can follow us on our show socials, so you'll see the latest courses, etc., any real industry hot topics and stuff, and viewpoints on those. And finally, our next SIGiST is going to be on the Thursday, the 18th of June, our lunchtime session again, live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook live streamed. And it's going to be with Raj Upadhyay, and he is a specialist in AI as well. And he's going to be talking about democratize quality, amplified testing with AI. So he'll be a special guest from New Zealand. So that should be really interesting in only a few short weeks' time. But for now, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Kelly for being an excellent presenter. Really interesting topic, TMMi. And like you said, it's in its infancy almost in Australia. There's no organisation that's officially got a TMMi accreditation and stuff. So yours could be the first. And I know that the course as a lead assessor is more and more popular, certainly with those in senior test management. at organizations where they've got large testing teams, etc., and they need to improve testing as a capability at their organizations. Okay, so
Exactly.
thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and we'll
Thank
see you
you.
next time.
Thank you, Stu. Happy to hear. Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye.